Avoiding love bombers and becoming a better version of yourself involves taking things slowly, setting healthy boundaries, focusing on personal growth and development. Not only that, it also develops on surrounding yourself with positive relationships. So, by following these tips, you can protect yourself from manipulative individuals and build relationships based on mutual respect and genuine connection. Welcome to Selfish, the restaurant, where we're all about positivity, liberation, empowerment, and nurturing self-love and self-care. Today's special is a dose of selfishness. Feel free to scan over the menu while you're here if this is your first time. I'll be your host, FunSize, boudoir photographer, self-love advocate, body and mind coach. Hey guys, and what's up TFS? It's your girl FunSize, and I'm back with another fun creation. Today on the menu, we are eating on how to avoid love bombers. And because you guys are my favorite during your self-love and boundary journey, you already know that I'll be snatching up all the edible gems from the menu to help us discuss these subjects. So we're dining into this meal, and we're going to not only get full off of tips to avoid love bombers, but we're also having some questions to ask during your first date so that you can help bring out those red flags before planning a wedding as dessert. Boom. And rewarm up meal number 44, signs of love bombing and steps you can take to protect yourself from them when you get a chance, because today we are already eating a lot, okay? Okay, so now the problem with this topic is not knowing what a love bomber is in the first place, and that's why I said go rewarm up that meal if you haven't already warmed it up. So I remember asking my mom one day, did she know what a love bomber was? And my mom genuinely was like, no, I do not know what a love bomber is. And I recently had a conversation with a fellow friend of mine who also said that he had no idea what a love bomber was. So both of them are at different ages, obviously, but not too far off from one another. However, it brought awareness to me more so because a lot of people are out here screaming EI or emotional intelligence, but a lot of people are actually lacking emotional intelligence. And it's actually that little bit of knowledge that separates us from actually becoming the best versions of ourselves that we actually sleep on, if that makes any sense. So I'm not judging them. Let me just throw that out there for anybody who was like, oh, damn, they telling you something and here you go judging. No, I'm not judging them, but I'm bringing more awareness to both of them, especially if I'm the one that's asking them versus, oh, I've never been asked these questions, or I've never had someone come up to me and even wonder about, have you been in this type of situation? In 2024 and 2023, I want y'all to understand that mental health is trending. So you have to get on the wagon. Like, you don't have to get on it, but you do have to respect that times are moving. So, well, not needless to say, I was talking to my mom about the story, and I was asking her, like, what is love bombing? And do you know what love bombing is? Because there was a gentleman that I was talking to who made me more aware of my boundaries, which allowed me to create my book, The ABCs of Having Self Boundaries, and started doing some research as far as to what is love bombing, what's a narcissist, what's emotional manipulation, what's gaslighting, and, so forth, as far as any necessary tactics I needed to deal with or use more so for me to become the better version of, well, the best version of myself. Not a better version, but the best version of myself, especially if I was going to be dating. I literally am under the, I won't say impression, but I do believe that I have the impression that if I'm going to be dating someone, in order for us to stay afloat and be a successful relationship, then not only do we both have to be working on ourselves, but I more so have to be working on myself the most. And that's more so because of the fact that I have more knowledge in that department when it comes to personal development that the person that I'm in with may not have. And I don't believe in gatekeeping at all. You feel me? Like, we're not gatekeeping. So if I'm working on me, I expect you to work on you. So when it came to me asking my mom, it was definitely some awareness brought to my attention. Like, oh, in that time and day, they wasn't calling it love bombing. Love bombing was actually something good initially. And then we get to our times, years, decades later, and suddenly love bombing is like given such a bad connotation to go behind it. It's like, yeah, you don't even want to deal with a love bomber. You want to avoid these people. And if you were anxious or an avoidant, this is something that you need to stay away from. But with that being said, like, let me not get off track with that, but neither one of them knew what love bombing was, which got me to bring it up this episode, as well as a young lady who had asked me previously, would I be able to help her with what a love bomber was, because she was talking to a guy and wasn't quite sure exactly on if he was love bombing her or somebody that was genuinely doing it. And I think it's crazy nowadays that we actually are in times, I want to say, where we have to actually second guess when somebody is doing a genuine gesture for us. But it is what it is. Focus, FunSize. Let me not get sidetracked with the question that I asked my mama in a recent conversation, because now I'm self-reflecting. But I can catch it, and that's what you're here for, to learn how to catch yours, regulate your emotions, and control your impulses. So we're going to start off with, like I said, love bombing. And I warned you in the beginning that your belly was going to be full, but let's just get into this. What is love bombing exactly? Love bombing, like I said, it is a manipulative tactic used by some individuals to gain control over their partners by showering them with attention, affection, and gifts. Now, it can be difficult to spot love bombing at first, as it can feel flattering and, like I said in the previous meal, romantic. But if you watch a movie called Enough, if you haven't seen it before, however, it is important to be aware of the signs of love bombing and take steps to protect yourself from them. In our day and age, technology has gotten so advanced and resources have evolved since 2002. So, like, I'm giving the movie reference, and damn, wait a minute, wait a minute, Kevin Hart voice, sheesh, Lord, when I tell you I'm stuck in times, like, yes, the heck, they have changed in the last 2 decades, like, whoa, Lord have mercy. This movie came out in 2002. Like, the reference to the movie Enough will literally tell you exactly what a love bomber is. When you get to the end of the movie, you will understand what a narcissist is, an emotional manipulator, a love bomber, and overall someone you want to stay away from because they are toxic as hell. But yes, of course, times have changed in the last 2 decades, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you haven't seen it before, check it out. However, it is important to be aware of the signs of love bombing so you can take the proper steps to protect yourself from them. And like I said, in our day and age, technology has gotten so advanced and resources have evolved. Like, one way to avoid love bombers is generally just to take things slowly, regardless of how everything is evolving, regardless of how the times are moving. Move at your own pace, because it is not a race. It is your life and your decisions. You understand? You don't have to rush to moving in with someone in marriage on day one, all because you slept around after going out. Okay, you decided to be a little hot commodity. I'm not judging you, but I mean, listen, everybody wants to have fun. Just have safe fun and make sure the fun doesn't, jeopardize your well-being at the end of the day. Like I said, you don't want to rush any damn thing all because you did that. Like, it's natural to feel excited about a new romantic connection, and it is important to keep your wits about you and not get swept up in the moment. You have to understand that communication is key in creating those self boundaries so you can stand on business. You know how the kiddies are saying that you can stand on business. You feel me? Like, you have to understand that there has to be some type of consequences behind those boundaries once they are crossed. You have to set the tone for the environment that you want to be in and the relationship. So if you want to become, the best version or a better version of yourself by building your self confidence and boosting your self discipline, creating those boundaries and learning how to properly communicate, all of those are it's a good start. It's definitely a good start. So taking the time to get to know the person you're dating and spending time together in a variety of settings, and paying attention to any red flags that may arise. As a matter of fact, all of them little Uggs, y'all know I ain't cursing, but all of them Uggs, like, I mean, make silent notes about the red flags, okay? But like I wrote in my self boundary book, don't be so caught up in creating those boundaries that you don't enjoy the relationship while it's happening. Don't forget to live in the moments and enjoy the moment. Don't be so caught up in paying attention to the red flags and comparing them to your past that you're not even enjoying the relationship that's currently taking place in the present, that's trying to make your future better, if that makes sense. Hopefully it did make sense. But needless to say, having a good time is also the best part about dating, like I said, but it is also a huge umbrella just as intimacy and the nursing field is. Like, I can give y'all something that's not so like relationship compact, because it goes like in within your life all the way around the border. But like I said, the list is endless. Like, the list is endless and varies between individuals and their core values. But if you are for now, for all my single, let me just get to it now. For all my single and dating listeners, or if you are like me, is what I was about to say, and single and going at your own pace, I'm going to help you guys out even more by giving you some questions to ask during your first date so that you can help bring out those red flags sooner rather than later. And I mean, before, when I say later, I mean before you planning a damn wedding, sooner than you planning a wedding, okay? Before those bells and mistletoe and all that good stuff is going off in your head. And as a matter of fact, Mill 30 goes into this with more depth, if I'm not mistaken. So be sure to warm up that meal as well. So I'm, however, only going to give you 3 for now. So, like I said, be sure to make it to the end of the show, or the end of your meal, if you're looking for more ways to date yourself with a purpose. But like I said, I'm going to give you guys 3 questions that you can ask on the first date to help you engage more in conversations, get to know this person that you are trying to build a life with, and suddenly deciding to marry, all because they found you attractive and took you out on a few dates. But first one that I like to ask is, how did your parents handle arguments? Now, this question always throws new potential prospects off because they are so used to the first call being about what's your favorite color and what's your favorite food and yada, 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 yada. I mean, I can ask all of that during our actual meet and greet. You feel me? When you want to go out, dates. You know, you already know, if you ain't new here, it's stages. It's level. See this for me. There's the talking stage, the courting stage, the dating stage, the exclusively dating, and so forth, so forth, so forth. These are my self boundaries for me, my self respect, my self value. Like I recently told somebody, you don't have to get with it, you don't have to participate in them, but I'm making you aware of it so you can choose to participate or not. But again, that is me just being an open book and being honest and more secure in myself and knowing what I want and will tolerate and won't tolerate. But this question right here, how do your parents handle arguments? Like, it will show you, like, if they have hidden intentions, they always show because they can't focus or lack the mental capacity to answer deeper questions. So to be honest, you should be wanting to create a physical relationship more than a digital one, and going on dates and talking face to face. Sorry, Lola. Or at least making time to FaceTime so you know you're not getting catfish. But I'll say that for another time. But either way, asking that question, how do your parents handle arguments, will literally give you a different insight as to the person that you were dealing with and what you can expect with them when you decide to have kids, or what you can expect with them when you decide to move in. But take it with a grain of salt, you know, taking them wrong with it. But I think that's like, that right there is where it hit you at, and that'll let you know, like, if they in it just for some poom poom, or they in it for you, because they gonna answer it like, oh well, you know, my parents answered it like dot 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 dot, or my parents argued in front of me. And it's like, okay, well, if your parents argued in front of you, then you know what I'm saying, you accustomed to arguing, and you may associate arguing with loving. Hey, I mean, listen, that's just me and my overthinking self. But again, I'm living in the moment, understanding God gave you 2 ears, 1 mouth, one of them should be doing double work. Needless to say, moving on to number 2. Number 2 that I like to ask is, what's one thing that you learned from your ex that allowed you to self-reflect? And if they say nothing, or blames their previous spouses, or call them crazy, or even if they say something along the lines of, oh, they taught me not to love, or not to spend my money, or along the lines of them not seeking self-help, self-love, or taking accountability, your ears should be going straight up, and those church bells need to be labeled as alarm bells, okay? Alarm bells. My new thing is, I can afford you financially, but right now you may cost me too much emotionally in the long run. Like, I can't afford you emotionally in the long run. But that question right there, that'll let you know how they view the I won't say you, because you don't want to put you in that category. Y'all just started talking, but it lets you know how they view themselves, how they view the previous partner they was with, how they view future partners. That question is not an open-ended. Well, it can be an open-ended question, but in the same time, I don't think it's an open-ended question, because it's like right to the point. Like, what's one thing you learned from your ex? Like, I learned from my previous ex that I needed to do a lot more self-healing. I wasn't aware that I was holding on to previous situationships that may be hindering my future relationship, all because I am now in a triangle mentally with all three of them. And I'm comparing what that person did in the past with the person that's in the present and hoping that we're going to have a successful relationship where I'm not even realizing I'm self-sabotaging. Yeah, that's deep. Like that. Damn, your ex told you that? She don't even know it. But you don't even know it. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why that song popped in my head. But that question right there is definitely one that's good for me. And number 3, my final takeaway, I won't even say final takeaway, but my final question that I'm going to give for y'all is, what's the most exciting thing about your job and how long have you been working in that position? This question right here allows you to check their pockets without being so nosy and upfront. Like, you feel me? you feel me? Like, not only that, but you get a feel for how future dates may go. Like, either you're going out or you're doing most of your dates indoors. Like, you're going to figure out from that little question right there. Either they can time manage or their job requires too much of them and their time. They actually don't work or they work for themselves. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful of our solo entrepreneurs out here, because if you're a solo entrepreneur and they're a solo entrepreneur, there's a possibility that finances may not be there for at least 3 to 6 months. And y'all got to be okay with that, because that's what y'all signed up for. But that question will let you know, like, okay, is this something that you feel as though you can deal with or you want to tolerate? And you can also, that question will let you know if they can keep a job or they have seniority and possibly know about spending responsibly. We are looking for generational wealth. So you need to get more distinct in what you desire and want, especially during your self-love and boundary journey. And this will help you to spot and avoid red flags and love bombers before saying, I do. You feel me? Them 3 questions right there, like those 3 questions will help you stop saying, you know what, hey, I just met you today, but you know what, you my boyfriend, you know, be soon and all of that other John. I don't really get into it, but obviously I do. I do. But needless to say, that question right there, what's the most exciting thing about your job and how long have you been working in that position? Yeah, that's going to answer a few things for you, especially if you self-aware like I am. Like everything that I just listed off to you, that's going to help you out and figure out if this is something that you want to participate. I about to say participate. I don't know why, but participate with or not. Another way to avoid love bombers is to set healthy boundaries in your relationships. Be clear about your own need and expectations and communicate them clearly to your partner. And it may feel nerve-wracking and you may even feel guilty when you're expressing yourself, but if someone is pushing you to move faster than you are comfortable with or making you feel uneasy in any way, it's important to speak up and assert your boundaries. Okay, my boy? And the mira, because that's what I was really about to say. But you know what I'm saying? You got to speak up for yourself. And to become a better version of yourself, it's important to focus on your own growth and personal development as well. So what I mean by saying that is this can involve setting like personal goals, pursuing hobbies and interests that bring you joy, and investing in your own genuine self-care. And by focusing on your own well-being and happiness, you'll be better equipped to navigate relationships and avoid unhealthy dynamics, making it less easier for F-boys and girls from targeting you. So I feel like, hold on, because the Lord about to act up again. Y'all know I'm going to have to get into her. But in addition, before I do that, it is important to surround yourself with supportive friends and family, puppies included, cats included, fur babies included. You feel me? Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who have your best interests at heart. And by building a strong network of positive relationships, you'll be better able to spot red flags and avoid toxic individuals. Because outsiders have a tendency to, I want to say, prejudge and tell you what they would or wouldn't be dealing with if it was them in that situation and so forth, blah, 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 etc. But the truth is, when you fall in hard over, like head over heels with someone that's genuinely the one thing that you're not trying to deal with nor hear. So be mindful of who you vent to is what I'm getting at, and listen to, including me. Like, no one is exempt, including me. Like I keep telling y'all, take my advice with a pillar of salt, not a grain of salt, but a pillar of salt. However, your gut and intuition will never let you down. Like, it will let you know, your body will let you know. So get more comfortable with it. Learn its voice, feelings, and emotions. It will tell you who is for you and who isn't, and their actions will match. Like, pay attention to that. Do some self-work, some self-healing within yourself so you can actually know when your body is telling you things. You hear it, you feel it, you're just ignoring it because you're not mentally secure. That's the reality. You're not mentally secure within yourself. You don't trust yourself, and you are literally not allowing the universe to trust you as well. So it don't know what the hell you want. It's just going off of you, but trying to give you what you need at the same time. However, you must be in a receiving state to understand that not everyone is out to harm you. And it's unfortunate, like I said, that in this era we have to question when someone is being nice to us. Is it genuine or is there a hidden agenda? That's why it's starting to become so hard to distinguish the real from the fake. There's no proper communication, and no one really is taking the time out to figure out what it is they want, let alone what is love languages and how can you respond and talk to someone within their love languages versus your own love languages, and how also can you regulate your emotions so you can learn how to respond versus react. Like, no proper communication. Like I said, people don't know how to talk or let alone know what they want, even though they think it's the simplest question to answer. So prepare and work on yourself, and don't forget to, like I said, warm up a few of the other meals if you're interested in a list of questions that you can ask during the talking and dating stage. Water break. If you're new here, you have no idea what the heck that means. That just means that I'm going to take a few seconds to myself to hydrate myself, and you are going to do the same. Take a few minutes, pause this podcast and this video, and head over to hydrate yourself if you already haven't brung your coffee and wine and glass of water over with your little notebook and pen. And while you're at it, stay tuned to listen to this commercial as well. Celebrate National Drink Wine Day with our Boost Your Self-Confidence Boudoir Photo Shoot package. To all wine enthusiasts, February 18th is around the corner, and we have a special treat for you. Looking for a way to add some extra magic to your celebration? Our captivating boudoir photo shoot is a perfect way to capture your inner star. While you savor the rich flavors of your favorite wine, our team of expert photographers will immortalize your unique beauty and poise, creating a stunning tapestry of memories that will empower and inspire you for years to come. Don't hesitate to seize this opportunity to revel in the pleasures of the day. Book your session now before it's too late. And we are back. You should be hydrated, so let's jump right back into the show. Nonetheless, overall, avoiding love bombers and becoming a better version of yourself involves taking things slowly, setting healthy boundaries, focusing on personal growth, development, and surrounding yourself with positive relationships. By following these tips, you can protect yourself from manipulative individuals and build relationships based on mutual respect and genuine connections. You got this, and I love you, so don't give up on becoming the best version of yourself, because this is the perfect time. We have unlimited resources and tools to help us. Like, you're not eating at this table alone at this restaurant. And just to be sure that you are winning as promised, because you made it to the end of the podcast or the end of the video, however you are viewing today's meal, here are 4 more questions to ask on the first date to help you have a successful relationship that is not only God-feared but also valued. Yes, you are welcomed. Here's one to help you understand his or her values. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all 4, so don't get carried away. But where was I? One that can do his or her values. Something as simple as, this not even gonna be 4. I'm literally going to give y'all 4 questions, but it's going to be broken down. So go ahead and grab your notebook if you ain't already got it. But I had to rethink about everything that was written down in front of me. And it's like, this looked like a lot more than 4. But anyways, let's jump into it. Something as simple as, what are your passions? What do you enjoy doing? And or what are your pet peeves? Gives you some insight not only into their life, but also if you wish to share it with them. You also get to know them for them, like, versus creating a character that they believe that you want them to be. Like on the first dates, when y'all say, well, what kind of woman are you interested in, or what kind of man are you interested in? Generally, that is us and our way of finding how to get, I want to say, an idea of or a feel more so for, well, what your exes look like, or what you like to attract, or what kind of woman is your type of woman, so I can figure out if that's me or not. And like I said, that's exactly what we're doing at the end of the day. You're trying to figure out if you are going to deal with them and be with them for them versus the character that they are going to create by the time you finish answering that question, okay? Because you already in the beginning stages, puppy love stages, rose colored glasses stages. So you just be mindful of the questions that you ask, how you word it, and be, like I said, God gave you 2 ears, 1 mouth, so one of them should be doing double the work. But moving on, here is one you can ask. I'm sorry if you guys heard that little loud rowl out there, but here's one you can ask to help you understand his or her past life better. What did your last relationship lack? Or what did you not get from your last partner that you really wanted? I generally love asking, what do you think a man's role in the relationship is? And vice versa. Like, what do you think a woman's role in the relationship should be? And this allows me to see how they view their future partners, past partners, and loved ones. Like, you can read straight through a love bomber and a narcissist with these questions alone, kind of. But you, like, if you were not self-assured and you're not confident in yourself, all because you're like, oh, this person's cute. I mean, like I told y'all in a previous meal that should have filled you up. If you haven't heard it though, ignore the butterflies. Ignore the butterflies, because the butterflies ain't get your behind nowhere, okay? Ignore the butterflies. Go for something different. Step out your comfort zone and do something you never did before to get something you never had. So I just wanted to stress that, but this allows me to see how they view future partners, past partners, and loved ones, because now I know exactly what you're expecting from me or what you grew up watching, for lack of words, in that given moment. But this is my awareness as well in the conversation. Also, while I'm generally trying to not pursue you in this given moment, I may just be wanting to court, maybe wanting to hang out and just have a good time, because again, you are also allowed to do that during your dating and talking stages. Like, if we are not exclusively dating or having a conversation where we communicated, hey, I don't want you talking to nobody else, or how do you feel about us moving forward along the lines of it just being you and I, then you ain't no ring on your finger. Court yourself and figure out who it is with you. Collect data to see which one will be, and to sum it all up, may the best man, may the best woman win. Like, that's how it needs to be. You have to become selfish when it turns into it being you and your well-being versus you and being with someone and putting your well-being on the back burner all because you want to make them happy. No, we're not doing that. Not at all. Now, like I said, you can be able to read straight through them if you over there doing the self-work that you need to do to work on yourself. Now, I have a few more to help keep my conversations going when I'm talking to new potentials, and even just small talk with my fellow team, just to do some small beta testing to see how my audience is feeling so I can bring it back to the menu and share it with you, of course. But, however, I'm going to leave it right here. And if you guys would like to have another podcast or video going over these questions, then definitely let me know, like in the review tab, or send me a voice note via Instagram, and I'll be sure to get it out to you guys. Of course, depending on how many people let me know, like, hey, I need more fun facts about that little conversation, those questions you was given. However, now you're winning, baby. You are winning, and even more equipped to become the best version of yourself, so you can date yourself and who you're truly meant for. Like, your end all be all, your soulmate, and even if it is your damn self, so be it. Don't be okay with that, and be okay with that, so the Lord can bless you with someone that is truly for you, and not someone that you feel like you have to settle for because your soulmate is not out there. My mom always told me every pot got a lid, so be mindful of that. But Lynn's family, all you have to do is remember that by treating yourself with love and kindness, you are setting yourself up for a happier, more fulfilling life. And all you have to do is give that time, attention, and love that you pour into and seek from others to yourself. Because you already know how this goes. You obviously still have some healing to do, like the rest of us. Plus, we're all out of snacks, my boy. We are all out of snacks, my boy. I get so excited at that part because I be like, oh, we at the end. We out of snacks. Your fatty self. Get it. And I'll be right back the next day. Like, I got some more for you. Because I ate some too. So, we in this together. So what I want you to do is love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate towards yourself. And remember that you don't owe it to anyone to become the best version of yourself other than you. So go ahead. Start planning that solo dates. If you ain't already do that solo date night, you deserve it. I love you, and thanks for choosing to eat at Selfish, the restaurant. God bless you, Lola. Not over the food. Thank you for stopping past the restaurant today, and I hope you enjoyed this food for your mind. We open daily and would love for you to be a part of our VIP team. So don't forget to rate the show and share us with your friends so that they can become the best version of themselves too. If you want advice and have questions, send me a voice note on Instagram at FunSize Photography. Photography spelled FOTOGRAPHY. We need to be sure that your 2024 hits the million marks this year, and those accounts are flowing with abundance. So no mental blocks this year at all, no excuses. If you're listening and watching me over on the YouTube channel at FunSize Creations, you can see some of my behind the scenes from previous sessions and actually put a voice to a face. So welcome to the Fun Tribe, and be you, do you, and be true. But more importantly, remember, don't forget to love yourself before trying to love someone else, and do one thing a day that gets you out of your comfort zone, because you deserve the finer things in life. That includes hurrying over to my VIP site over on Facebook so that you can also begin manifesting your positive energy through affirmations and boudoir photography. That's facebook.com/groups/fun and bold. So we are not making any excuses. You don't have to wait for a podcast to launch. You don't have to wait for a YouTube video to drop, a reel to post, Instagram video, or Facebook. Everything is already right there at your disposal. So later for now, and